I'm about to give you the absolute key, the secret to living an extraordinary life. And what would that mean to you? Think what that means to be able to live an extraordinary life on your terms, not on my terms, not on your parents' terms, not on your teacher's terms, not on anybody else's terms, not your friends, not anybody else, your terms to live an absolutely extraordinary life. But what happens if you don't learn this? What happens if you don't discover the secret that I'm about to tell you and you don't put it in practice after you learn it? Well, what's the alternative? Well, it's living a mediocre life, an okay life. And what could be worse than to get to the end of your life and look back and be like, man, my life was okay. It was pretty average. You get to your 80s or 90s or 100s. I'm going to plan to live 120. I get to 120 years old and people are there like, hey, how was your life? Oh, it was average. Blah, that would kill me. People sometimes ask me, what's my greatest fear? And I think it's living a mediocre life. To me, that is just absolutely unacceptable. Non-negotiable. I'm going to live an extraordinary life. So, are you ready for that secret? Are you ready for that key? Because I grew up in a broken home. And I grew up with a real poverty mentality and a fixed mindset. And I was shy and timid and afraid. I didn't think I was ever going to do anything. When I was younger, when I was in my late teens, I never dreamed, not in my wildest dreams, did I dream that I'd be living the life I'm living today. And it keeps getting better and better and better. It just wasn't even a dream. But what I learned and what I'm going to share with you right now is the key to an extraordinary life. It comes from a quote. The idea comes from a quote from a really famous football coach, Vince Lombardi. He said, the quality of a person's life, and I want you to write this down and memorize it and repeat it to yourself, even daily if you want to. If you're really committed, write this down. You could even rewrite it every day, but memorize it and say it to yourself every day. Put it on a little 3x5 card, right? Carry it around in your pocket. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence. Oh, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to your commitment to excellence. We're like, whoa, yes, okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I got it. Now, what does that even mean? Right? And that's where we have to go. What does that quote even mean? What is a commitment to excellence? Well, it means training. And not just any kind of training. It means practice. And not just any kind of practice. It's deliberate practice. It's deliberate training. Not the oh yeah, I'm going through the motions, checking the boxes. That just doesn't cut it. That leads to mediocrity. Because if we do what everybody else is doing, we get what everybody else has. And the name for that is average or mediocre. So you have to train. It was Archilochus, who was a Greek philosopher. He said, we do not rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. I'm going to repeat that. We do not rise to the level of our expectations or our hopes or dreams or all the cool things we talk about and all of our plans and all of our best intentions, the things you're going to do. It was Henry Ford who said, you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. So you don't rise to your hopes and dreams and expectations and all of your plans. You fall to the level of your training. So if you want to live an absolutely extraordinary life, you need extraordinary training. There it is. So the quality of your life, the quality of my life, is in direct proportion and depends on our commitment to excellence. What is a commitment to excellence? It is a commitment, a determination, integrity on the line, that you're committed to training at an excellent level, to training in an extraordinary way. Well, okay, now I got it, right? You're like, okay, I got the secret. I got the secret to living an absolutely extraordinary life. I am committed to training in an extraordinary way. What does that mean? Well, you go through every aspect of your life. I love looking at a wheel of life, right? You're seeing it like a wheel. In fact, I got one right here. I'll grab it real quick so I can show you. If you take a wheel of life and you look at every aspect of your life, so physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, social, financial, you put on, recreation in there, business, career, friends, love, family, kids, personal growth, hobbies, recreations, fun, spirituality, health, fitness. You put all those things and then you assess, right? How you're doing. And if this was the wheel on your tire, see the colored in area? So you go and you give an assessment, you assess yourself. If that was the wheel on your car, how would it be going down the road? Bam, 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 bam. You're like, oh, life is so hard. It's so uncomfortable. This is terrible. I can't even get going fast, right? You can't even move fast enough because major parts of your area, major areas of your life are just totally flat, not happening. Your training is not up here. It's way down here. And that's slowing you down. So the key to an absolutely extraordinary life is to be committed to excellence in all those areas. And the way to become excellence is through training. And it's deliberate training in every area of your life. So take first one. You got to go with your health and fitness because this is your vehicle. Everything you experience in life, you experience through your body. You got to take care of it. It's such a precious gift. Every time you put something in your mouth that's not good for your body, you're disrespecting yourself, right? It's a lack of respect. If I put something in my body that's not good for my body, love yourself more. Respect yourself more. Never put anything in there that harms your body or that's addictive, right? Whoa, man, that's a good standard right there. That, my friends, is a commitment to excellence. Nothing goes in here that's not delicious and nutritious, right? If it's not good for me, it doesn't go in because food is fuel. And food is your medicine. Whew, that's good stuff. And exercising, right? Being in fantastic shape. So train for fitness because you can be fit and unhealthy. So if you exercise a lot but you eat poorly, you can be fit and unhealthy, but you cannot be healthy and unfit. And they need to go together. So get in great shape, get in the ideal condition for your body, where you're healthy and strong and eating great stuff. That is a commitment to excellence in the area of health and fitness, and you train for excellence. Oh, I love that. Now, your marriage. How do you train deliberately for excellence in your marriage? Well, for number one, hold that standard. Say, I'm not going to settle for an okay marriage. I'm not going to settle for a good marriage. I'm not even going to settle for a great marriage. I want an absolutely extraordinary marriage. Well, what does that look like? And get it all down in writing. Talk to your spouse and commit. Commit to the deliberate practice. What does deliberate practice look like in marriage? This is why we have, you guys, we can go on this. This video could be hours and hours. We could do huge, long trainings on every one of these areas and what deliberate practice and training looks like for each one, right? And that's literally why I built out the Be the Man Masterclass and why my wife and I have a full course on an extraordinary marriage, right? And creating that, and on parenting, and on education, and family lifestyle. Right? All those things, because it takes a lot of work and diligence practice. Anyone who tells you this is quick and easy, they don't know what they're talking about. It takes work, right? This commitment to excellence is a commitment to work. It's a commitment to pay the price. It's the commitment to do the things you know will bring you true happiness and success, whether you feel like doing them or not. You do them. So you lean into your marriage. You get rid of your weaknesses. You lean into your strengths. You find out what your spouse's love language is, and you communicate in that love language. You find out what works, and you do those things. And you keep investing in your marriage. And you commit to going, here's a perfect example, a simple one. Commit to going on a quality date, not a default date, a quality date every week. In fact, Go for 2 dates a week, right? Do a simple one at home and then go out and do something nice. Do the things you love to do. My wife and I, we love fancy restaurants with delicious, high quality, healthy food. So we go out every week, sometimes multiple times a week. And then we talk together and walk together and discuss ideas and read books together, right? Commit to invest in your marriage. And then you go through, do the same thing for parenting. What does deliberate training and practice look like in parenting? What does a commitment to excellence look like with each of your children? You guys know this stuff, and if you don't, think about it and sit down and write it down. Here's my challenge to you. Get your journal, right? I got my journal right here. In fact, I got lots of journals. This is one of the journals that we make right here. I love this thing. And in it, I want you to write down, open a section, and write down what deliberate practice looks like, what deliberate training looks like, what a commitment to excellence looks like in each of the areas. You could do a page with each of your kids because it's going to be different for each child. Do a page for your marriage, do a page for your health and fitness, then do a page for spirituality. Yes, you are a spiritual being and you've got to get aligned with your center, with your soul, with your values, with your standard, right? Your relationship with God, and get that clearly identified. What does a commitment to excellence look like in spirituality? In your mind and your emotions, your heart, right? Mind and heart. What does that look like? What does a commitment to excellence look like here? Oh, I love this one. This one I get excited about because it includes all of that awesomeness and more, and learning languages and memorizing and challenging your brain and seeking out ideas that are big and hard to wrestle with, right? Learning things that are over your head. And then do it with your social impact. What does it look like with your friends? What does it look like with your neighbors? What does it look like with humanity? What does it look like for contribution? That commitment to excellence and deliberate training in contribution and helping others help themselves. What does it look like financially in your business, impact in the world? See this? This is so awesome. So I'm backing it up here. When I said I was in the beginning, I'm going to give you the secret to living an absolutely extraordinary life. It's not an easy one. It's a commitment. It's a lifelong commitment. But the quality of your life will be in direct proportion to your commitment to excellence. And your commitment to excellence is your commitment to deliberate training and practice that gets real results. And I promise you, if you're going along and getting really clear about what it looks like for you, what does excellence look like for you, what does an extraordinary life look like for you in each of those areas, and you commit to excellence and you clearly identify what deliberate training actually looks like for you and to get the results you want, oh man, this can totally transform your life and get you in a spot that's up here in level, in congruence, alignment with the level of your training. So my invitation is you do that writing exercise for each area and then fit it into your calendar, make a plan, and then honor that plan and commit to that level of excellence so you can truly live an extraordinary life on your terms. The life that you dream of, where you get up in the morning and you're excited. You're happy to wake up. You're almost giddy to wake up because you get to step into a life you love. Whether that's on a beach somewhere or in the mountains, whether it's in a big city or in the countryside or traveling around the world, which is our family dream. We love traveling and doing the things you want to do with the people you want to do them, and doing work that you love, and living a life that is really meaningful and purposeful and fulfilling. Whoa. So in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, share. What does a commitment to excellence look like for you? What's the thing you're going to focus on the most? What does deliberate training look like for you? Just share a few things. You don't have to share everything, but just share something like, hey man, I'm going to focus on this area, and this is what deliberate training looks like for me, right? Here's at least one thing I'm going to include in my deliberate training, and share that with us so we can all learn from each other. But this is it. This is the secret ingredient that most people won't ever lean into or get. They're just not aware of it. But a few of you, a small percentage, will be able to live any kind and quality of life you want because you're willing to pay the price in deliberate training and you're willing to commit to excellence and greatness. So get out, make it happen, reach upward.